Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So before we get started, make sure to hit the like button, also subscribe to my channel. 10 Best Al Pacino Movies of All Time. So make sure to watch the full video. 10. The Sentinel Woman, 1992. A prep school student, Chris O'Donnell, needing money agrees to babysit a blind man, Pacino, but the job is not at all what he anticipated. The Sentinel Woman finds a place at Hash 10 not just because of Pacino's performance, but for the reasoning that it's one of the few films where he ventures outside of his usual wheelhouse, involving crime, action, villainy, and so forth. In short, a brilliant show of versatility. 9. The Devil's Advocate, 1997. An exceptionally adept Florida lawyer, Keanu Reeves, is offered a job at a high-end New York City law firm with a high-end boss, Pacino, the biggest opportunity of his career to date. I anticipate that this may raise some eyebrows, especially in comparison to some other entries on this list. But the on-screen chemistry between Pacino and Reeves, the latter of which reportedly sacrificed upwards of $1 million in salary just so the production could afford to secure the former, was the stuff of cinema magic. Not to mention Pacino's dialogue being a thing of immense pleasure. Plus is Pacino playing the literal devil. What more could you want? 8. Dog Day Afternoon, 1975. A man, Pacino, robs a bank to pay for his lover's operation, which turns into a hostage situation and a media circus. Despite the assertions of many, this was Pacino at his most raw. Not Godfather, not Serpico, not even Scarface. There was something about the way he portrayed desperation that sets Dog Day Afternoon apart from the rest of his filmography. 7. Insomnia, 2002. Two Los Angeles homicide detectives, Pacino and Martin Donovan, are dispatched to a northern town where the sun doesn't set to investigate the methodical murder of a local teen. One of Christopher Nolan's most underrated films, Insomnia is a taut psychological thriller that highlighted both Pacino and the late Robin Williams' capacity for deeper, more entertaining introspection, akin to that of Heat and the Godfather films. Highly recommended for those who enjoy a good cat and mouse game. 6. Serpico, 1973. An honest New York cop named Frank Serpico, Pacino, blows the whistle on rampant corruption in the force only to have his comrades turn against him. No Best Al Pacino Movies list would be complete without a nod to Serpico. Nor could anyone else have pulled this role off, enough said. 5. Scarface, 1983. In 1980 Miami, a determined Cuban immigrant, Pacino, takes over a drug cartel and succumbs to greed. Bloody, over the top, quotable, but above all else, iconic. Some roles seem to overshadow others. Regardless of how one feels about Scarface, there's no denying it was one of Pacino's best, on a cultural scale, if not a performative one. 4. Glengarry Glen Ross, 1992. An examination of the machinations behind the scenes at a real estate office. I've never understood why blokes who work in sales gravitate towards Scarface when Glengarry Glen Ross is the more relevant pick. I guess it's easier to keep a salesman's attention with fantasies of cocaine, guns, and Michelle Pfeiffer than it is with, oh I don't know, people actually making sales. In any case, this star-studded production, which included Alec Baldwin, Jack Lemmon, and Kevin Spacey, is not just essential Pacino viewing, it's essential cinema viewing. 3. The Godfather, 1972. The aging patriarch, Marlon Brando, of an organized crime dynasty transfers control of his clandestine empire to his reluctant son, Pacino. No explanation required, although there may be one necessary to justify why The Godfather is A3 on a Best Al Pacino Movies list and not 1, and B, why the first Godfather is below part play. 2. Heat, 1995. A group of professional bank robbers start to feel the heat from police, Pacino, when they unknowingly leave a clue at their latest heist. Pacino as Lt. Vincent Hanna in Heat is the archetypal Pacino character. In other words, a role which perfectly encapsulates the broader strokes of his career success. Everyone seems to have this idea that it's because he plays bad guys with a redeeming bit of good in them, when it's actually the reverse. A good guy with an unshakable, almost overwhelming, element of darkness in them. That's where his finest moments shine through. And Heat is just definitive proof. His characters understand the so-called line, understands his existence is just a side of the same coin, and fully acknowledges this while championing consequentialism. Ends justify the means, or morality is relative type thinking. Apply it to any of his characters, and you'll start to see the arcs more clearly, maybe even appreciate the movies themselves a little more. 1. The Godfather, Part 2, 1974. The early life and career of Vito Corleone, Robert De Niro, in 1920s New York City is portrayed, while his son, Michael Pacino, expands and tightens his grip on the family crime syndicate. Yes, the first Godfather was a monumental achievement in cinematic history, which many have since attempted to recreate, though none have ever come close. It put Pacino on the map, and is yet another undeniably phenomenal performance. But The Godfather, Part 2, is where he had the opportunity to really showcase that nuanced darkness I keep talking about in earlier entries. It's not the initial dipping of a toe from conventional morality that audiences find fascinating. It's this: the violent descent, the sacrifice of the former self, the portrayal of greater loss, witnessing just how far from grace one man can fall. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel before you go.